So today you and I are going to be sitting on the sofa right here talking about magic mushrooms, drinking a little bit of coffee or tea, and just kind of hanging out as friends. And anything goes. But one of the main things I'm going to talk to you about is that I originally thought after a certain amount of time, I just would not have to microdose anymore, that I'd be fixed, my brain would be totally rewired, and everything would be done. However, I don't know, I'm finding out now that I might have to be using this medicine long term. And I'm going to explain to you in this episode exactly why I think that. This is Microdose U. I'm Dr. Dave, and I'm so glad you're here with me today.
Enter the world of magic mushrooms with Microdose U.
Hey there, welcome back, all nakama. I really appreciate you. We're just going to hang out today. We're going to drink some coffee on the sofa together, and we're going to chat about magic mushrooms. And before I do that, I said in my last couple episodes, very beginning of this month, June, this month is very special because Dr. Denise Moret and I are making our program available, our one-on-one program available to you for a $400 discount. So it's an amazing time to sign up and join us if you want one-on-one help, and you can ask any questions whatsoever. It's like we're your go-to people, and we have a 10-week program basically, and we get you, or we try our best, and we've been very successful with this, get you to your goal, showing you exactly what to do every single step of the way, one-on-one. So you ask your own questions, whatever they may be. We answer your questions, and we have a set program where we get you to how you want to feel, get you feeling to how you want to feel every single day. That's our goal. We've been able to achieve that so far with a bunch of people. And are you next? Are you ready to go? Are you finally ready to break out of this rut, whatever rut you might be in, finally ready to break out? I remember I talked about this the very beginning of this year. I said, this year is going to be your year. It's going to be different. Well, right now, we're almost halfway through the year as I'm recording this. Is it truly going to be different for you? Are you truly ready to change, get rid of this craziness, the absolute craziness in your life, and recapture, regain your life the way it really should be and feel the way you want to feel every single day? Well, if you're truly ready and you need some help with this, we're ready for you. We're ready all the time, but especially this month, June 2024, as I'm recording this, $400 off of the tuition for this hand-holding one-on-one program. So let me know. My email is always on. It's dave@mado.com. Check the show notes out, and everything you need is right actually in the show notes. So I got a bunch of links for you, including my email address. Always, you can always reach me. You can always message me, whatever you want. The right people will definitely find me, and they'll find Dr. Denise as well, because we do this together. Okay, so let's chat a little bit now. Where was I? I got to look at the clock because this thing I'm recording on doesn't really have a clock right, so I just want to see where I am about. Okay, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna talk, and when I'm finished, I'm finished. It doesn't really matter what time it is, really. But as you're recording stuff, sometimes you just need to look at a clock. But today I don't have one, so it's all good. Anyway, as you probably know, unless you're brand new to me, and if you're brand new to me, welcome. I really appreciate the fact that you're here. It means a lot to me. But I have been on my microdosing journey for a little over 3 years right now, just few months over 3 years, and it's worked better than I ever thought it would. When I first embarked on this a little over 3 years ago, I was just hurting. And I won't go through everything because I talk about this a lot, but I was in bad shape, both mentally and physically. And I tried everything I could try, but then I finally had to resort to magic mushrooms because just nothing else was working the way that it was supposed to, or that people said that it would, or that I expected it to. But now here we are, over 3 years later. And, when I first started, I didn't really know how long I'd have to be microdosing. Like, is it going to be the rest of my life? Or some people say, oh, you just do it for a little while and then you're totally rewired and you're fine and you don't have to do it anymore at all. I don't think that's the case. I don't think you can just microdose for a little while, or even macro. Some people say, okay, look, all you need to do is take a few heroic doses or a few large doses and maybe even one or two, and you're totally fixed. Well, I'm going to do another episode on this at some point very soon, but that's just not true either. Because if you think it's true, think for a few minutes about anybody you know that's ever done a large dose of psychedelics, especially mushrooms, a large dose of psychedelic mushrooms. Are they all fixed? The answer has to be no, because I know a bunch of people that have done magic mushrooms, large doses, and they're not fixed. So there's not just a simple answer that, okay, you have to just do this amount for a certain amount of time, whether it's micro or macro, and then you're going to be totally fine forever. It's not quite that easy. So I want to be upfront with you. This is a journey. It it could last for a while. Who knows if it's going to last the rest of your life or not? But the bottom line is, if you're feeling better, and I know I am every single day, it really shouldn't matter that much. Because if we have success, it doesn't really matter how we have gotten to the success or how we continue being successful. The most important thing is that we're successful. We feel good every single day. Like, and I really do. But I got to tell you, this past week, and I don't know what was going on, whether it was like the way the planets and stars are aligned or some weird energy, but I was feeling, I had a few days and I just felt like some weird energy. I mean, not necessarily terrible, and nothing even remotely close to the way that I used to feel back in the day that I was doing horribly and going through this horrible, crazy funk. Nothing like that. However, when you feel really good every day, and then all of a sudden, a few days in a row, you just feel some weird energy, either coming from other people or coming from other things you're doing, or things that you're involved with, but mainly, I guess, other people. But it doesn't even have to be people. It could be weird, just feeling weird energy. I started dosing more this past week than I have in quite some time. And again, I can't really pinpoint the reason or explain why, but all I know is that I was feeling some weirdness, weird energy. And I said to myself, I need to take a microdose. And I did that probably for at least, including today, at least 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row, maybe something like that. Okay, I felt like it's not like I needed it, because microdosing psilocybin is not um it's not an addiction at all in any way. It's not an addictive medicine at all. um it's not psychologically addictive either. It's not a habituation. But again, if we're feeling really good every day, and then all of a sudden we're feeling some weird energy, the first thought is, okay, I'm going to dose today because I think I feel I need it. It's again, it's not like our body is saying like, you better dose or you're going to be in trouble. No, nothing like that. But it's hard to explain, other than I just felt like I was better off with it. And so probably at least for the past week, at least 7 days or so, I've been microdosing. And is this necessarily a bad thing? So let's just say I concluded that I will need to be on some type of a microdosing journey for the rest of my life. Let's just say that. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but let's just say that's true. Is it possible? Number one, yes, it is possible. I'm saying this now, that again, I've never said this before, but it's possible that we might need to continue this forever until our final days. It's possible. Not positive, but it's possible. But if that's the case, if I need to microdose several times a week for the rest of my life, I will do it. Because again, the other side of that, the other side is not doing it and reverting back to the way that I used to feel. Now, I don't think, here's my guess. My guess is that if I just stopped microdosing, I just said like, okay, I just not going to do this anymore. I've done it enough. I just don't feel like I'm going to do it anymore at all. I don't think I would ever go back to how bad I was 3 years ago. I don't think that will happen. And I have not even come close to that now with my microdosing journey, feeling that way, not even close. But my bet is that I would probably have some days where I just feel like uneasy, a little bit. What's the word? Uneasy, just unsettled, um, not depressed, but not feeling as good as I should be feeling. I have a feeling that's probably what would happen if I just stopped dosing. Like it would take a step back, but never get as bad as it was. Never. But I don't even want to take a step back because again, it's working so well for me now that I'll continue dosing if I need to. If I need to, if I feel that it's helping me in the long run, I will. And how long will that be? I mean, I don't know. I'm 69 years old right now. I mean, could it be for another 20, 25 years? I mean, maybe not, but maybe. I just don't see. Here's the thing here, and here's what I'm happy to tell you when I'm doing this show for you. I don't have all the answers. I just don't. And I'll tell you something else. Anybody that tells you that they have all the answers is not telling you the truth. They're not doing you a service because there is no one on this planet that has all of the answers about microdosing mushrooms. There's just not. I don't. The most expertise person in the world, like for example, like Paul Stamets, whether he's the number one expert or he's up there in the certainly in the top five, I would say, in the world, knowledgeable about mushrooms, knowledgeable about the psychedelic, the benefits of using psychedelics for mental health and physical health. He's way up there. But would he ever say that he knows everything? No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. And nobody does. And I'm not even close to having his knowledge, but I would also say that I don't know the answer to some of these things. I just it's a work in progress. It's just week by week, month by month, and even year by year now. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm willing to put the work in. When Dr. Denise and I have our program, we send an application out to somebody that's interested in our program. One of the questions that we ask is, are you willing to do whatever it takes to change your life for the better, to the way you want it to be? And if somebody answers that question, no, I'm not, or I'm not sure, then I'll tell you something, then it's not really time for them to work with us. We only want to work with somebody who says, yes, at this point, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And so that's my feeling in my mind, in my life right now. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. So if it takes continuing my microdosing for the long term, then I'm in. Then I'm okay with that. That's the way it's going to have to be. And I hope you're all in as well. Whether you do our program or not, that's not important here. It's not the purpose of this episode. It's whether you're all in to feeling better and reaching your goals and just living your life the way you want to live it and the way you want to feel every single day. That is the absolute most important thing. Are you all in to do whatever it takes? And if it means dosing more than you originally thought you'd have to dose, then that's the way it is. That's just the way it has to be. So full circle, yeah, there've been times that I when I went to Japan last year, I did not bring any microdose material with me, and so that was 3 weeks, at least 3 weeks without a microdose, and I was totally fine. And that's when I thought maybe this thing just doesn't have to keep going forever. But then, depending on the time and the timing of what's going on in your life and what other factors are taking place, and maybe the energy of the planets and the stars, and there's so much going on that we just don't even know about or can't understand. But there's all kinds of energy fields out there that are doing different things all the time. Maybe just sometimes we need to dose, even if we don't want to anymore, even if we don't feel we need to anymore. But sometimes we're going to have to realize that, yeah, this thing might just continue. I hope this is making sense at all. I don't think I'm rambling. I think I'm just sitting on the sofa with you, chatting and having a great time. And I can feel you right by my side. Yes, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I really am. I can feel you here. I hope you're enjoying your tea. Is that coffee or drinking your tea? I can't tell. Or water. I can't tell. But I hope you're enjoying your beverage, whatever it might be, hanging out with me, talking. And that's just kind of the way it is. We're taking it a little bit at a time, and we're willing to change courses and change paths as we need to, if we need to. But the bottom line is, it's not about the microdose. Like I've said so many times, it's not the microdose. It's about feeling better every single day of your life, or the overwhelming majority of the days. Since we're still human beings, I mean, there are going to be days that we just don't feel great. It's going to happen. With me, it's almost never, I would say, almost never, if never. But again, weird energy. Yeah. That doesn't mean I'm feeling bad. It just means I'm feeling some weird energy. And I want to get rid of that weird energy. And that's why I go back, I resort to the microdose, because that always seems to do it. It always seems to do the job. So, okay. Glad you're with me. I really hope I made sense today. I don't know if I did. Drop me a note and let me know if this made sense to you in any way, shape, or form. And of course, as you know, new episode every Wednesday and Friday. I think that's about it for today. I can't think of there's anything else I really need to tell you other than that. Okay, so I'll talk to you next time. I'm Dr. Dave. It's Microdose U, and yes, I do love you. Talk to you soon.